Hey, you guys. It's Denise Walsh here. It is Monday night with our Dream Life Experience. And I'm doing something a little different today. I'm super excited to try it out and see how it goes. But I'm actually going live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So if you are listening on Facebook, I would love for you to comment below. Let me know where you are in the world and that you're here listening live. Or if you're listening to the replay, if you're part of the replay crew, please be sure to put hashtag replay in the comments as well. And if you're listening on YouTube, why, hello. I'd love to connect with you there as well. Please comment below. Let me know where you are in the world and that you're listening live, or put hashtag replay if you're listening on the replay. I'd love to just know who you are and where you're from. And I am seeing Tina is on Facebook and she's from Creston, BC. And I see, on my end, it says Facebook user. So let's see. Who is it? From New Hampshire, North Carolina. Angie's here. Okay. Yay, it's working. How fun is this? Okay, well, I'm really excited for you guys to be here because, okay, now, and it's Chrissy. Hi, Chrissy. All right, if you are listening to the replay, now here's what I want you to know. Every single Monday night, I go live in the Facebook group, Become a Dream Life Coach, and maybe now on YouTube, since we figured this out, right? And then that live is then posted onto my podcast, which is called Coaching for Coaches, and it's available on any podcast player. So if you are listening to a replay on YouTube or on the podcast, I'd love to invite you to join our interactive group, Become a Dream Life Coach. This is where I post ideas and strategies and freebies. And, this is when the program is opened and closed. It's all happening within the group where we get to know each other and I get to help you become the best coach ever. So be sure to join the group with the link below. So let's dive into the content that we are going to chat about today. And this is something I did yesterday with my Dream Life coaches. I took them through this entire annual planning strategy. And there's a few reasons why it's so stinking important, you guys, to plan out this next year. As I'm sharing, if you've got any questions, post them below and I'll be able to answer them as we go. But the reason why it's so important to actually sit down and plan your next year is because if we don't, how does our year typically go? Well, in my experience, we become whim to what is coming at us. And maybe in the morning, if you are growing a business, you go, what should I post today? How am I inspired? What does this really look like? And you're just kind of at the whim of how you feel. And when you're at the whim of how you feel, can I get an amen? Like, you're not going to do the things you need to do in order to consistently grow your business, because the reality is you aren't going to always feel like growing your business. You're not going to always feel like working out. You're not going to always feel like going on a date night. But what you are going to do is you're going to follow the plan and strategy that you have laid out. When you have a plan, you don't have to think as much, right? You simply execute the plan and you can learn from it and you can pivot, and there's things that you can do to ebb and flow. We're not stuck with a plan, but at least it gives us a foundation. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I'm a clinical psychologist and I started online coaching in 2007. I spent 15 years coaching and leading marketing, selling in a network marketing organization. And as we hit the top of that company and stayed there for over a decade, I thought, not everybody wants to join my team, but like everybody needs this content that I was teaching about overcoming self-sabotage and getting out of your own way and truly leveling up in your life. And so now I have two different programs. One is called 90-Day U-Turn, where I teach just that. I call it a loving kick in the right direction. And then I also certify coaches in my methodology called the Dream Life Pathway. Head, heart, feet. Do you know what you want? Do you believe it's possible? Do you know how to go get it? And this is what happens when you fall in love with this content, people started asking me, well, how can I coach it too? And so I now certify coaches, and they are now able to market 90-day U-turn themselves and build their own coaching program. So for the past 20 some years, I have done this annual plan, whether it was for myself or with my team, with coaches I've hired and been a part of. And now I do it with the Dream Life coaches as we create our game plan for 2024. Have you guys done this before? I'd love to hear in the chat if you have done this before. I see it says, hold on, I'm going to have you do something really quick. In order to show your name on Facebook, I feel like you only need to do it once, but it's asking to press this link, and then StreamYard will like approve it, and then it will show me who you are. Like I see Marilisa and I see Tina, but this one just says Facebook user. So I'd love to know who it is. Truth, when you have a plan, you don't have to think. You simply execute. Exactly. All right. So if you've done this before, if you've done a similar version, I'd love to hear in the comments below what your experience was. So today I'm going to take you through two pieces of the puzzle. The first one is called reflect. And this is something, again, people often miss. We're in the midst of doing, creating, the busyness of the season. We don't take time to take a look back and truly see just how far we come. So yesterday, and I'll ask you guys to do this as well, I asked my clients to take a look back over the past year. And I'm going to ask you to do this too, right now. Do it right now. Think about where you were at this time last year. And then start thinking about the things you've experienced, places you've been, trips you've taken, the health choices you've made, the businesses you've created, the coaching you've done, the programs you've joined, the programs you've created, the promotions you've hit, what are things that you've experienced over the past year? In all areas of life. You can do this with all areas of life: health, hobbies, friendship, finances, family, business, and giving back. So what over the last year have you experienced as you think back now? Put it in the comments below. I'd love to see. And then as we took time to reflect on the things we've experienced, how far we've come, I mean, some examples for me were we leveled up and rebranded, right? The Dream Life Journal and the workbooks. We actually created a planner that's going to come out sometime next year. We're in the midst of editing this, like a physical planner. These are things that we worked on in 2023. I did 3 retreats: Costa Rica, Tennessee, Florida. We had 16 ladies get certified as a Dream Life coach this year. We created this group. We're creating systems for sales and marketing. We took several family vacations. And so these are the things that it can feel like, oh, I haven't moved the needle that much, or I didn't hit this exact goal. But when you look back, you actually are able to see just how far you've come and just really how stinking cool you are. Now, as business owners, we take it another step further. We really took inventory yesterday on the clients we've served, the income we've made, the expenses that go out. Like, we want to get our head out of the sand and really take inventory on where we are now. And let me tell you what happened. As we were working through all of these different exercises yesterday and we took inventory, in fact, I showed them I talked about my Google Doc that truly has like different tabs for each year. And this is how I keep every single year. I brain dump and I easy peasy, like, all right. We had another client say, yes, we just signed up her first full paying client. This is something she's been working on brewing for a bit. She got certified this summer. She's a health coach and she signed up her first client, celebration time. And then we had a girl who's been with me for a few years and she actually realized for the first time yesterday as we were tallying everything up and going into Venmo and going into Stripe and going into PayPal or however the payments are taken, right? She realized that she made over $100,000 this past year in her coaching business. Now, what's so mind-blowing about this is that she's also working a full-time job. And so she made a six-figure side hustle in her spare time, part-time, weekends, nights. She's been doing this for several years. It's grown. She shifted her niche several times. And for her, she became tearful, you guys, because she realized, oh my gosh, I didn't know. I didn't realize I was hitting six figures when I was just taking payments or launching this program and that kind of thing. It was so stinking cool. And so that's why we got to take inventory, because there were times she showed up to our meetings feeling defeated. She showed up feeling tired. She showed up feeling like, is this where I'm supposed to be? I don't know. I'm exhausted. Maybe I'll just go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, we all have those days. But when she took inventory and reflected on all the experiences she's had, all the places she's traveled, and the fact that she's made six figures in this last year, that's motivating. That's motivating. So yes, Marlisa says she's been able to travel. She's empty nester. She's got relationship goals. She's taken mental wellness leaps and bounds. Amen. She's lost over 150 pounds over the past couple of years. That's beautiful. Congratulations. That's exciting. And it's an important part of the process. We don't just want to skip to where we want to be next. We really want to honor the journey and process. You want to be like, what are your intentions and your goals for 2020 on our business? Because as coaches, we are here to create momentum in our business. So we not only have a six-figure side hustle, right, but we have multiple six figures growing into seven figures, doing what we love, adding value into the world, and doing it on our own time, on our own schedule, in our own location. Like, that's the dream life, right? And so when you think about 2024, you want to think about all seven areas of life. But as we hone in on business, you want to start thinking about, all right, how much income do I want to make this next year? And then how many programs or clients would I need in order to hit that income goal? And then we got to think about, all right, well, if my goal is 40 certified clients in this next year. And if I'm to hit 40 certified clients or certified coaches in this next year, how many leads does that mean? How many conversations do I need to have? How many times do I need to say, like, how many sales calls do I need? How many people do I need to add to my email list? What does that really look like? And so together we came up with a sales strategy, because the reality is, you guys, is we don't just wake up and go, oh, I want to show up in a program today. That would be good. No, I know when the self-sabotage challenges each year, every couple months, I have a self-sabotage challenge. I know when I'm doing a free 100K workshop. I know when I'm opening and closing the certification program. I know in my calendar when I've got like sales calls, like in my calendar, like scheduled for that. I know when I've got retreats. Like, all of these things are planned out. Can they be shifted? 100%. Totally can be shifted. No big deal. But the reality is if it's on your calendar, then it reverse engineers the work it takes to get there. So another example is, you want to have, as you're opening and closing your program, number one, you got to know what your program is and what you're selling. And that's what I teach you inside the Dream Life Coaching certification. In fact, you'll get 90-day U-turn to start with if you want to sell that. I know, Tina, I'll share what you just said. This time last year, I was just starting to have interest in my coaching business and was searching. On that search, I found Denise, woohoo, and went through 90-day U-turn, upgraded to the certification program, got certified, took a trip to Destin, and discovered my future self. I love where my life has gone over this past year. I've lost 22 pounds, whoop, whoop, realizing my fitness dreams that I had for years and knocked things off my bucket list. Awesome. That's exciting. And it's because of being intentional. Like these types of things don't happen on its own. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to do it on your own, because if you were, you would have already been there. So being in a container where not only do we get asked important, powerful questions to dig deep, and we also hold each other accountable to making it happen. Okay. So when you're thinking about business and you're thinking about sales, you want to think about your game plan, your launch strategy. The first thing you create a list is, what programs do you have? That can be one-on-one programs. That can be 90-day U-turn if you're a Dream Life coach. That can be whatever, 3-month program, group program, whatever it is. What are you selling? Step 1, what are you selling? What is the result that the client is going to get? And then you want to reverse engineer the content leading up to that open date. And that's where, again, reverse engineering. Do you have a challenge? Do you have a sales call or a webinar? What is the strategy for getting people to enroll into your program? And as you reverse engineer, you realize you're consistently adding value to your market all of the time. Like that never stops. But there's going to be times where you shift it a little bit to talk specifically about the result you want your clients to have. So for example, when I'm marketing 90-day U-turn, you'll see me ramp up content about overcoming self-sabotage, finishing what you start, mindset, healing work. 90-day U-turn is truly like a life transformation, loving kick in the right direction, I call it, right? And so you'll see me ramp up content about that. When I'm opening and closing the certification program, I talk a bit more about making money doing what you love, stepping into the coaching world, creating a program or product that people get results from. And you'll see me talking a bit more about the coaching side of things, like how to be an excellent coach, how to ask powerful questions, what to do and say with clients so they get results, setting up business systems so that it's easy to enroll clients and take them through your process. And so all of these things, you'll see my content shift based on the program I'm marketing and about to open. And so you want to think about that too. Whatever the programs that you offer, let's figure out the dates you want to open and close. When does it work for you? You probably want to do something every month. There's a focus. And what are the sales strategies that you're going to use in order to get people into your world, right? So I teach within the certification program a free Facebook group, because you can run ads to a Facebook group. You can bring people into your world where they build that like, know, and trust factor. In fact, I had somebody join the group just a few months ago who started binging all of these Monday videos, found me on YouTube, kept learning, and was like, I want to do that. And she upgraded within 2 weeks to become a certified coach. And she's now coming to Costa Rica with us. And so you want to think about your whole year. If that feels overwhelming, think about the first 3 months. What is the first quarter going to be when you, what free stuff, what are you posting, what are you selling, that kind of thing. So Facebook user, it sounds like you guys are getting an error. Sorry about that. I'll keep learning about how it says. Here's the link. I'll try again. I think for some reason it's saying it's just supposed to be StreamYard.com/bag Facebook. Opens in a new tab. It shouldn't be there. Okay, but Facebook user says, can this be tied to a product? So what's interesting about having a product rather than a program is, once you have the product, and really you market it all the time, right? And so I think it depends on what the product is, on if, for example, we are always going to be marketing the workbooks. We're going to be doing Facebook ads. We are going to be doing a lot of things we might do discounts randomly. We're going to add to it. For example, I have a 3rd journal that's going to come out this year, and we've got the action planner that's coming out this year. We actually have these productivity tools that are going to be coming out this year. So a lot of fun stuff is brewing, and I'm not necessarily going to open and close the Shopify store or say now they're available, But what I am going to do is shift the marketing around. So we are going to always be marketing the workbooks, but I'm going to do these pops of like, we got something new. We've got something new. Bundles could be different. There's ways that you can talk about it differently so that it creates some excitement. Does that help? Let me know if you've got any more questions about that. And so once you have your strategy, okay, so this is again, I think it's all fun. It's all my favorite part really, but once you get your strategy or you've got an idea of what it is you want to do, put it on your calendar. Put it on your calendar. I use Google Calendar in a different color to put my marketing like times and dates and strategies available there. So that way I know, all right, well, in 3 weeks, actually in 2 weeks, I have a, hi, Renee. But yeah, if it's tied to a product, then you can just ramp up the product or make it different or slightly. Yeah, have fun. Okay. And so then when we have I'm just looking at my calendar. So for example, December 31st on New Year's Eve is when I'm going to start the Stop Sabotaging Challenge. So starting next week, I'll probably do something later this week, but then after Christmas, I'll start talking about, all right, New Year's resolutions. Let's get our butt in gear. There's a reason why you never finish what you start. It's not your fault. It's your subconscious programming. We got to retrain that, all of that kind of stuff. And you'll start seeing me talk about that to launch the free self-sabotage challenge, which then leads to 90-day U-turn. So all of it is on my calendar. It is not an accident. It is not random. It's not because I feel like it. It's because it's on my calendar. And even these lives are on my calendar. And so again, think about what it is that you want, what you want to create, what programs or products you want to sell. And we want to create a sales system that then you simply start to implement. So with that being said, does anybody have any other questions or thoughts about creating an annual plan? Why is it important to have an annual plan? Why is it important? Another thing we brainstormed yesterday is like family stuff, right? Like, do we want to go on vacation this year? Where do we want to go on vacation? Yeah, because you have to start planning that too. If you want to go to Disney, you don't just show up at Disney, right? You start planning it. You put it on your calendar, reverse engineer with the best times, etc. Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Planned out. When you fail to plan to fail. That's exactly it. And so, for example, Tina is a dream life coach here on the call, and we created her marketing calendar. And even if you have kind of what's called an evergreen program, you want to open and close the doors. So an example of that is the certification program. Really, you can join anytime. I would love it if you joined anytime. But I open and close the doors to create excitement around it. And there may be different bonuses every time I open and close the doors. The price may be changing. Some may include the Costa Rica trip. Some may include a different experience. And so there's different things that can come with every single launch, but it truly is an evergreen program. You can join at any time. It doesn't really matter, but I still open and close it to create excitement and to give me something to talk about. And so I think even for example, Tina is doing one-on-one stuff. You still will be able to open and close the doors for your one-on-one program randomly. I've got room in my schedule for 3 more people. I've got room in my, I've got 3 spots available, or the doors are opening based on your time when you've got stuff happening, when you really are more available. All of that creates excitement around your business. And then finally, the other thing that I want to add when we're talking about business is testimonies. People, number one, testimonies and vision. People want to follow people who know where they're going. So share where you're going. Talk about your goals. Talk about what it is that you want. Talk about your business and your personal goals. Like Tina, be loud. I love that you've been loud about your health goals and the food making and all the things that you're doing in order to create success in that area of life. So talk about your vision, talk about where you want to go, talk about where your business is going, where you personally are going. People follow people who know where they're going. And then the second thing I'll add is testimony. So while you're in this strategy of creating your sales calendar, be sure to consistently share testimonies. Because again, people want to know the result of your program. And unfortunately, being happier isn't like a result that people will necessarily cling to. It's oftentimes got to be a bit more tangible than that. We got a testimony today from Eileen. So Eileen is a certified coach, and she shared with me, I'll see if I can easily pull it up. She got a message from her client that said, "Thanks again for all your support. It's hard to believe where I was at this time last year. My family and I are in a much better place because of our work together." And Eileen shared that her client's daughter, when they saw each other, ran up and gave her a hug because of the difference her work with Eileen is having on like her whole family. So how would you share that testimony? You would want to make it a little bit more tangible to say the peace in the home or the communication, the relationship with her daughter. These things are so much better than they ever would have been without adding coaching into her life and learning these new skills. So yes, for testimonies, post testimonies, let people know the result of what your program can offer. And so if you are interested in starting your own coaching business and you're like, I want to do all of this, but I probably won't do it on my own, just know that you're normal. Most of us don't do it on our own, which is why we can stay in this cycle for years of I wish, I want, but I don't know how. And we can stay here for far too long. And so a couple things to consider is get out of your own way and join 90-Day U-Turn yourself as a client so you can level up your own limiting beliefs, bust through your own personal glass ceiling. And what was the other thing? I forget what I was going to say. Join 90 U-Turn yourself. So, gain clarity. That's what I was going to say, because maybe you're wishy-washy for a reason. So let's gain clarity. And is this really what you want to do? And then you can upgrade to become a coach at any time, get certified in the content and start marketing it yourself. And so if you have been thinking about becoming a coach and you are not sure, at the very least, get started with 90-Day U-Turn. If you know for a fact that this is something that you want to do, then let's schedule a call and get you started in the certification program. We do have a few spots open for our Costa Rica retreat in March, and we'd love to have you there. We're hanging out with monkeys. It's going to be so cute and fun. All right. Any other questions? Relationship. Yeah. And you can even post a testimony or like paint a picture. For example, you could say, imagine coming home to your 22-year-old who loves to hang out with you. Like, is there, you know what I mean? Like, there's just some ways that you can share oh, no worries. You didn't throw me off. You're good. Yes. Awesome. I'll find your comment in the group and message you. But if you go to 90dayu as the U-turn.com, you'll find all of the details, but I'll message you directly as well. Our next, here we go. I see you, Renee. Okay. I'll post in the, nope. I actually have been blocked from messaging people recently. So I'm a little nervous that I won't be able to message you, but I will reply to your comment, 90-Day U-Turn. And if you're interested in joining as a coach and learning the content, so long story short, the coaching program is a year-long program. It includes 90-Day U-Turn. You then come in as a support coach for 90-Day U-Turn. It includes a retreat, and then you get certified within 6 or 7 months. And then the rest of that, we really focus in on your particular business. And so the goal is not that you learn the content and go away, but like, I actually want you to do something with it. And so we use this content. You experience it yourself, and then you learn how to teach it. But I'll message you too. Put coach in the comments below if you're interested in learning more about the year-long certification program. The price is going up for that in 2024. So now is a good time to get connected. All right. Any other thoughts? Well, this was my first time using this platform. I'm excited about it. I think it's kind of cool to be able to go live in both places at one time. I will figure out this Facebook user thing so I can see your names. But I look forward to connecting with you guys each and every Monday night through for our Dream Life Experience, where I tell you, share with you, we do interviews on success stories from different coaches. We do hot seat coaching. And so there's a lot of things that we do each and every Monday night. So mark your calendar. It's on mine. Hopefully it's on yours. Have an awesome night, you guys. And we probably won't be here next week because it will be Christmas, but I will be here the week after. So I hope you have an enjoyable time with your family, and we'll see you in 2024. Bye-bye.